Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 21. Now it's Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And down he goes just beyond the 35. And that pretty move got him some extra space to run. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Now Cruz to throw. Looking to throw on 2nd down. He hits Baldwin right side. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football. Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola. And then, of course, to Stanford. And, boy, he's been good. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Let's go. Blue line.
Here's Cruz. Throwing again. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this. And, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And that might be Titan football. It is. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the 1st quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
Now they'll give it to the first option. That's their fullback. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there.
Over. Watch him now, Barney.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And they got across the 50 last time but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now your defense has to make that stand up.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing throwing again. Cruz. Now they go screen. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Back to throw. Cruz. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and throw the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Fielded just inside the 20. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Titan football. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Room to run past midfield. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They keep it with Henry on 1st down. There he goes inside the 30 and down to the 29-yard line. Give him 16 yards there, a Tennessee 1st down.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the 2nd level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down.
Lucky 56. 57 to Mike. Leopard. Here we go.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He will find Davis on the left side, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. A first red zone opportunity for the Titans. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Ohio!
They'll run it here. This is James White. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. He dumps it off for Henry. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Back to throw. But it's caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Titans are able to strike for 6. Forbath able to convert the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Cruz to throw on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd down.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else for the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Green 39.
Now Cruz throwing on 3rd and long. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. He got 29 yards that time. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line it.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15.
Set. Blue line it. Blue line it.
Looking to throw. Cruz. And Jones has it over the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
Cruz now, off play action. Escaping the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the 1st.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a 1st down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, no. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. The point after is good. And we are tied at 7. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Out come the Titans now. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
They begin with Henry. And an alley to run. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Four down, check. Four down. Detroit! Hot!
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Watching that, Barney! Hot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. Now White lost the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Detroit! Gun! 51, Mike, 51. I'm coming after you. Gun! Hot! Watching that, Barney!
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable 3rd down, 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way up to about the 44 here. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable for Lockett. Just a 30-yard punt that time. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Over the middle, complete. That's Spencer. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. Now Cruz to throw on 1st and 10. Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. Here's Cruz on 1st down. Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Uncorks one for Davis. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as he'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was looking for Matthews that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. On 2nd down, here's Henry. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And Forbath will put this one through. So we are at halftime here on Halloween, as we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Forbath out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Cruz looking to throw on 2nd down. And got his man complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey. 4 down.
Now they try the right side here. Finding room to the 20. And he's all the way down to the 13-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Now let's go.
Now Cruz. From the gun, he'll throw. And nothing but daylight ahead. 30. Chandler, the intended receiver. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Again, it's Henry. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Leopard! Leopard! Gone!
And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. They'll drop to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? It creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Well, looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you've pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you actually have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side saying, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
And they'll run it here. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
Double tight. 4 down. All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue
Off the play fake. Cruz. Throw left side complete. It's Chandler. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
All right, here we go.
Cruz now, throwing on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Set. Blue 90.
Now Cruz to throw. Off the play fake. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. Now a timeout being called as there's an injured Titan down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. He'll drop to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Here we go.
They'll try and run forward with Penny. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Back to throw. Cruz. A hit as he throws there, incomplete. Chandler was the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, Brandon, we see why it's a team game there because there's a sigh of relief that they just released defensively. If he's able to get that one away, that's likely a touchdown. But instead, that pressure from the front got to him and forced the incompletion.
You're right. He had him open just a split second too late on the release. There's Baldwin. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are now just an extra point away from moving out in front. Extra point safely through, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. 2nd and 10 now from the 27.
Gone!
On the counter, it's Henry. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to drop him for a loss of 10, and it'll be 4th and long. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now it's Lockett. Very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Go! Blue, line it!
They'll try and run some clock here with Penny. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. 2nd down, a little more productive than 1st. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. They'll try and run forward with Penny. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And they had him bottled up, but here's a late flag, and a face mask is going to get a much better starting position. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Frank Clark in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll set up a throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here's Cruz throwing to start the drive. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
All right, now, look at 56.
Cruz, off play action. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms saying, throw it here, dropped it, not a good look.
Well, all I can do is just look at him with contempt on that one. As a defensive back, I'm saying, not as an announcer. Just like, really?
A little bit of a diva look, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so, because I think what happens is he just had too much time to think. He's wide open now. Here comes the ball, and he doesn't concentrate and drops it.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
Now a handoff to Henry. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Well, he had 2 sacks earlier. Now he has 4 total tackles for a loss after that play.
Well, they obviously have to do a better job trying to block him. But short of that, you know what the quarterback has to do? Make sure he doesn't hand it to him when he's back there thinking he's one of his own guys. His quickness, his suddenness, his speed getting into the offense's backfield has been something else in this game.
He'll look to throw. This is White on the screen. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
Oh, boy, I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one.
Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll look to throw. Flushed out right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Detroit! Single. Check 13.
He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hammond. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go. Alert 3. Mike 51. Hot!
Me and you. It's just me and you.
And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or 2, but it's no good as it stands. And this score will stay right where it is. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a 1-point victory. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about